out of his staff and the Democratic Party came a consistent drumbeat of the guy's on it, the guy's good, the guy's doing his job, the guy's good for America, consistent almost every day. Then they keep him away from the press. He doesn't talk to the press, okay? That's covering up who he is.
Not spinning.
And then every time he made a mistake, there was another excuse. And then the CNNs of the world and the MSNBCs of the world, open border, they didn't care about the open border. All right, inflation going more than 9%.
Different. That has nothing to do with his mental health.
They didn't care about that.
That's just bad policy.
Sure it does. He didn't. Yeah, but he didn't make the policies. He didn't make them. That's what you're making your mistake. He was a zombie from day one.
I've
on
NewsNation. I've talked to him about his immigration policies. They were all the same ideas. You know, he believes that there's an openness to this country and that we need new blood. And he was worried about the left flank. Look, I don't have to agree with you. You can yell at me.
Absurd. It's an absurd contention when you have all the problems that developed. It's absurd.
I agree that the position is a bad position. I get it's a bad position. I don't agree with you about that. I think he had good days and a lot of bad days. And I know people who are around him on a regular basis who would say, today he was good. Oh, yesterday he forgot where we were supposed to be. You know, I mean, he's an old guy.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that because my mother had a condition similar.
Yeah, my father.
She had some good days.
Yeah.
But they deteriorated.
Yeah.
But Biden was not running the government. And the book says that. Says that Ron Klain was running it, and that's probably true. You may remember I was the first journalist on television in the country on NewsNation. I made the announcement that Biden would not run again. Okay? He wouldn't. I made that in January talking to Leland Vitter. You can pull a clip. And you knew, and what you said was true. You knew it. I knew it. He wasn't in charge. He couldn't run the country. Now, let's advance the story, Cuomo.
I think it's that he couldn't win.
This is an easy one. He couldn't do the job. This is an easy one. PSA test. Did Colonel O'Connor give it to him in February of 2024?
No,
yes,
as far as we know.
No.
Last one was in 2014.
Because O'Connor hasn't said a word.
No, the last one we see in the records they released was 2014.
We need to find out if a PSA test was given to President Biden in February of 24.
Why?
If it was not, why not?
But why do I care?
This is advancing the story.
That's not it. But who cares if he had prostate cancer or not? Prostate cancer isn't debilitating. People work through the treatment. You have a 97% success rate. You don't think the American people have a right to know if their president has cancer? This is what you want to spend time on when you got Kristi Noem doesn't know what habeas corpus means, but I got to talk about Biden's fundament?
Now we got to go into Kristi Noem.
Yeah, because it matters, Bill. That matters.
People
that matters to the American people. Come on, Bill. Give me a chance here.
We'll do another segment on it.
No, I am doing
another segment on Kristi Noem. Has nothing to do with Joe Biden.
It has to do with what you decide to focus on. You believe that the American people have their interests served better by knowing whether or not Joe Biden had a prostate exam when president than in discussing the fact that the woman that Donald Trump says is the best to keep us safe does not know what the core protection in the Constitution is against illegal detention. You don't think that matters as much as Biden's ass?
It's absurd. It's like comparing the NFL to the Women's Basketball Association. The American people have a right to know if their sitting president has cancer. Period. They have a right to know it. That's it. Kristi Noem doesn't matter to that.
I don't agree, by the way. We know they don't have a right. We know they don't have a right. They have at best an invitation to a privilege because the presidents have a pattern of only telling us what they want to. So you have no right. It is a privilege. That's why we get from Trump that he's my size and weight.
To know? I have never heard you like this.
Hey,
you don't think the American public has a right to know if a sitting president has cancer?
Bill, I'm telling you this.
Are you blanking kidding me?
No, Bill, here's what I'm saying to you.
Are you kidding me?
Bill, I'm not kidding you. You're saying they have a right. They absolutely do not have a right because we only get what they want to tell us. That's all we get. We have no right to it. There's no mandatory reporting. No, but that's how a right works. A right is something that is guaranteed and executed. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.